I'm going to give also briefly the floor to Kristina, because Kristina also has done very important research on the vulnerability and the atrocities committed on refugees when these protection laws are revoked. And I also thought it was really important to hear from that. Kristina, the floor is yours, and thank you.
Thank you. I will also try to be very brief. It's really remarkable what we have heard today, because we heard the important impact that war brings on different countries, on different communities across the world. But part of the population that are often on the margins, even before any war starts, are refugees and migrants. And that is also the case for Eritrean refugees in Tigray, what already Kai highlighted before me. And what happened in Tigray was in many ways unprecedented back then. We have seen that the refugees have been in crossfire of in between the political will, and then later from 2020 also in the crossfire of the literal bullets during the war. But what was highlighted today, and that ties a little bit to what Daniel presented in his presentation, is that what appears to be very careful designed plan with assistance of long arm of Eritrean regime, which resulted in influencing policies that dramatically shifted within outside the country of Eritrea. In this case, I'm talking about Ethiopia, where we saw this dramatic shift already way before the war started in January 2020. Speaking about concrete shifts, we've seen removing the prima facie of refugee recognition for Eritreans. We've seen applying of different exclusion criteria, again, only for Eritrean refugees. We've seen wanting to close one of the refugee camps without putting any proper infrastructure in place. This was happening from one day to another without any proper procedural steps, without any proper consultations with UNHCR. So these were really ad hoc decisions done somewhere with very real implications on very big community in Tigray. And this has been also exacerbated during the war, when refugees within Tigray have been really and in the midst of the conflict, with being exposed to fighting, but also abductions by the very country from where they left. So this has not been seen ever before. They have been abducted, kidnapped, rounded up, put it on buses, and then returned back to Eritrea. Although this has not been seen before, we have seen it ever since, because this is something that happens still in Sudan today. So what has been unprecedented in 2020 is now a normal, so to say, practice in other conflicts. So this shows that really when laws and policies are taken away, the protection is just an abstract concept. And we've seen it in the past, but it's something that is still happening on the ground. And I leave it there because